Welcome to Hillington Primary School. This is our virtual new entrant induction for May 2021. Speaking at the moment is myself, Miss Gillis, the head teacher, and also on this workshop there will be Miss Davison, the deputy head for the lower school. So a very warm welcome to you all. Thank you very much for tuning in to our induction today. I can't quite believe we've come to this time of year, and in a couple of months, in August, the children will be starting again in primary one. I'm sure you probably can't believe it yourself. Some of you will be feeling anxious that your children will be coming to school, and others will be more than happy for them to come to school and feel that they're more than ready. So we understand there are lots of different concerns out there, but we want to try and reassure you and answer some of your questions through this induction today. If you find at the end that you still have some questions, please just contact us, give us a call on 0141 882 2144 at the school, and someone should be able to help you with your inquiry. So the staff at Hillington Primary. The senior leadership team made up of myself, the head teacher, Jacqueline Gillis, and the deputy head teacher, Miss Laura Davison, who is responsible for the lower school, the younger children, and deputy head teacher, Mr. David Ramsey, who is responsible for the upper school. Our teaching staff list is yet to be confirmed, and we hope to confirm the primary one teachers who will be looking after your children in June 2021. So the other staff at Hillington Primary. We have our clerical staff in the school office, Miss Sharon Gibson and Mrs. Jane Fraser, who will be taking any of your calls and answering any of your questions via our group call system, which is a system that we can text you with or that we can email you with information. So that's something that you'll need to start using from August. Our pupil support assistants, Miss Alison Adams, Mrs. Angela Doak, Mrs. Gillian Campbell, Mrs. Emily Dunley, Mrs. Linda McLeod and Mrs. Lynn Cunningham, or as the children sometimes call them because they wear yellow jackets, the yellow ladies, are working in various classes throughout the school, not just in one class each. They may have several classes that they're responsible for, and the other areas that are responsible for are supervising the children in the playground from 8:45 in the morning, at playtime and at lunchtime. Our catering manager who works in the dinner hall is Mrs. Audrey Hillis, so if you've got any inquiries about school dinners, she's the lady for that. If you've got any children with any special diets, any particular requirements, or any fussy eaters or such like, then you can discuss that with Mrs. Hillis. We can ask her to give you a call. We also have our janitor, Mr. Des Donnelly, who works in the school and is out in the playground as well, supervising the children.
At Hillington Primary School, we promote a welcoming and friendly environment which celebrates the diversity of our school community. We are a nurturing school where everyone feels safe, happy and valued, and all children are supported to reach their full potential. This is achieved through working together with children, their families and the community based on a shared sense of direction. Our vision: to create a safe, happy environment in which everyone feels included, respected and motivated. Our values: there are 4 values which we promote in Hillington Primary School. We would like everyone to be achieving, nurturing, healthy and kind.
So our school badge is here, and as you can see it has some Latin words on it. So we have conabor. Conabor in Latin means I shall try, I shall attempt. So our school badge wants the children just to give things a go, always give them a try, and when they're wearing the school badge, that's what we expect them to do. So we wouldn't want them to be wearing a uniform and not understanding what their badge is meaning. So it's good to know from day one what the conabor means. Thank you.
Meet Waffle. Waffle is our school mascot, and you will see Waffle lots in pre-entrant videos and information we will be sending out to you between now and your child starting school in August 2021.
So our school uniform, we're very proud of our school uniform and want all pupils to be wearing the school uniform. This helps because it means that you don't have to decide what the children are wearing every day, and everybody's really the same, and it's not a fashion show. So it really, in the long run, it is good all round, and they're very durable as well. So our school uniform is a white shirt or blouse, a school tie. You can get one that you tie or a clip-on tie, a light blue polo shirt that can have the badge on it, depending where you buy it from, grey or navy trousers or skirt, but normally the children are wearing the dark grey trousers or skirts rather than the navy. A royal blue blazer. Children don't need to wear a blazer. A jacket is fine. In fact, it's more practical in this weather for rain to have a hood, etc. But if you wanted your child to wear the blazer, that's fine as well. Also, the children can wear a grey jersey or cardigan. So all the sweatshirts, the polo shirts and the ties with the school logo on are available for purchase. Order forms are sent home once a year, and you have been sent information about ordering uniform for next session. The online uniform supplier, Buru, the website is www.kitmykid.co.uk, or contact Buru on 0141 777 8528. And all clothing, footwear, especially jackets, coats, jumpers, cardigans, blazers, lunch boxes, water bottles, would all be clearly labelled with the child's name, please, so that we can return them if they're lost. If they don't have the name on them, it's hard to return them to the owner. So children should come to school with a water bottle which could be refilled. At the moment, due to COVID restrictions, the water bottles cannot be refilled, but maybe this will change in August. In the meantime, make sure that it's a full bottle of water that the children are coming with. So we want all the children to be settling in well, but we understand that they've had a little bit of a tricky time because they haven't really been in nursery regularly perhaps, or they might have had adults at home who wouldn't normally be at home, and they get quite used to being at home with those particular adults. So we're very, very understanding of all these circumstances, especially this year. So advice would be to be patient with your child if they say they don't want to come to school. Remember that it's not always to do with school. It may be just that they fancy being at home, they don't like the cold weather, they don't want to come out in the rain, they may be tired from the night before. But please let us know if there are any problems like that, and we can certainly support you. We're always available to listen and contact the class teacher in the first instance, and then Miss Davison, the deputy head, if there are any further concerns. To report an absence, so if your child's going to be off, you call the absence line on the number given, or you can complete an online form. If your child's absence is not to do with a medical or dental appointment, or there's another reason for the child's absence other than sickness, then if you phone the school directly, and you'll be put through to a member of staff who can record that absence appropriately. Late coming, we would like the children always to be into school on time. If your child does happen to be late, then you must enter by the front door, the main door, which is the door opposite the church. That's the front of the school, and report to the school office so they can mark you in on the register. This means that the children wouldn't be marked absent. You wouldn't receive a call or text saying that they're not in school.
Late coming can have a negative impact on your child's academic, emotional and social progress. As part of our monitoring of attendance and late coming, we will contact families whose children are late more than once in a week to offer support and guidance. Late coming can affect achievement. It also disrupts lessons and can embarrass or upset your child. 5 minutes late every day adds up to 3 days of learning lost across an academic year. 10 minutes adds up to 6 days, 15 minutes to 10 days, 20 minutes to 13 days, and 30 minutes late every day adds up to 19 days of learning lost each year. We would like to encourage all of our children to be in school on time. School starts at 8:55 a.m. every day.
So for physical education, for PE, the government allocated amount of time for doing physical education is 2 hours a week. Primary 1 pupils, generally they wear their polo shirts on a gym day, which is usually twice a week, 2 hours, as it makes it easier at the beginning for them to get changed without, having to tie ties, etc., do up buttons. Children would need their full kit, which is a t-shirt, shorts and soft shoes, the little plain black shoes, rubber soled shoes, and that they can just slip on. It doesn't mark the floor, and they're very safe because they don't have laces to trip on, etc. There's no jewellery at PE, so please don't get your child's ears pierced, for example, and them not to be able to take their earrings out for gym. Put the names on all the items, including the gym items. The uniform for the school is different from PE kit. PE kit can be any t-shirt, shorts at all. That it's not really part of the uniform. And if you can, please make sure that the children, if they do wear earrings, that they are out on a gym day. Otherwise, they won't be able to participate, unfortunately. And always provide your child with a water bottle, because it's thirsty work, all this jumping about.
Families on low incomes may be eligible to receive a school clothing grant. The award is given annually to assist with the cost of purchasing essential school clothing for families who are on qualifying benefits. You may be eligible for a school clothing grant if your child attends a Glasgow school and you reside within Glasgow and you receive any of the benefits listed on this slide. You may also qualify for a free school meal. Please click on the link below or go to the Glasgow City Council website, where you will find more information about the clothing and footwear grant and free school meals. Hillington Primary School is a health promoting school, and as such we encourage all children to bring healthy snacks for break time and lunchtime. Children in the infant department also take part in fruity snack of an afternoon. We encourage all children in the infant department to bring a piece of fruit in with them in the morning that they can eat in their class with their peers in the afternoon. We also have a number of children with severe nut allergies, and as such, we would encourage families not to bring nut products or any items that contain nuts to school for snacks. This is to ensure the health and safety of everyone. Our playground is supervised by adults, and children are trained to speak to these adults if they are having any problems or issues. Accidents can happen in the playground, and if your child does have an accident, they will be sent to our medical room where they will receive medical attention. As outlined in our anti-bullying policy, we encourage children not to hit back and to tell an adult or buddy if there are any problems in the playground. If you have any worries, please speak to your child's class teacher or myself, Miss Davidson, the Deputy Head Teacher. At Hillington Primary School, we understand that bullying is never acceptable and that children and young people have the right to learn in a safe, secure environment. Our anti-bullying policy provides guidance to pupils, staff, parents and carers of Hillington Primary School in relation to preventing, responding to and reducing bullying behaviours. One of our main functions in school is to equip our pupils for life beyond the classroom. We strive to take proactive measures designed to increase the self-worth and self-esteem of all of our children, enhance their interpersonal skills and help them to cope with life in the wider world to benefit society. The aims of our anti-bullying policy are to ensure the prevention of bullying through a range of policies, strategies and approaches, to ensure supports are given to children, young people and their parents and carers who are affected by bullying, to ensure an atmosphere of tolerance, mutual respect, cooperation and consideration is created, enabling students to feel safe from fear and threat, to ensure that everyone is responsible for preventing all forms of bullying, and to support pupils who are accused of bullying who may be experiencing problems at home. Further information on our anti-bullying respect policy can be found on our school website.
Bullying is both behaviour and impact. What someone does and the impact it has on a person's capacity to feel in control of themselves. We call this their sense of agency. Bullying takes place in the context of relationships. It is behaviour that can make people feel hurt, threatened, frightened and left out, and it can happen face to face and online. Bullying takes place in the context of relationships.
So at lunchtime, I know this is something that parents are often a little bit concerned about. Normally when we have our real-time sort of induction days, you're able to sample some of the lunches and see the kind of set up in the dinner hall yourselves, but obviously we're doing it this way, so it's a wee bit hard for you to visualise. So at lunchtime, all the children in primary 1 to 3 are entitled to a free meal. So there's several choices and the menus are put up on our Twitter and on our school website as well. If you want information about how to apply for the free meals, there's an automatic entitlement for primary 1 to 4, but in applying for school meals then you would be entitled to other benefits, monetary benefits, such as during lockdown this year there was vouchers that were sent home, and also the children are entitled to a free breakfast as well, whereas if you don't apply for the grants, clothing grants and free school meals, then you wouldn't be entitled to a free breakfast. So that's the difference. We really want people to apply for this because it does help with our staffing numbers to have more people who have applied to have the free meal entitlement. So that's something we really want to promote in the school. We want people to get what they're entitled to as well. So if you think you might be eligible, please give it a go and fill out the form. If you do opt for a packed lunch, make sure that your child's name again is on the box, the lids, the plastic and bottles, and hopefully you would then have it returned to you if it was misplaced. We're a healthy promoting school, so we do promote healthy lunches as well, and all the dinner school food is cooked under certain restrictions of sugar, fat, etc. So they are promoting healthy eating lots of fruit, yogurts, that kind of thing. So you can make the decision as a parent. You can change this during the week, so one day you could have packed lunch, one day they could have school dinner, but maybe it's a wee bit better for the children just to have the same thing for the whole week, and it means that they're getting used to it and they're getting into a bit of a routine as well. So we have a school nurse. Our main school nurse is Karen Wilson. Normally, the school nurse isn't based in the school. She has a number of schools in which she may visit. It tends to be for primary 1, it's the height and weight and vision screening test, primary 1 and 7. And that's usually the only contact we have with the school nurse throughout the year, unless there's any issues that parents want some support from the school nurse about, and in that case then there can be a little bit of phone call back and forward, but normally it's just for the vision screening, the height and weight checks, and normally every year children also get a dental checkup as well in school.
We are delighted to be able to offer a breakfast club to our children at Hillington Primary School. Breakfast club takes place every day from 8 till 8:45 a.m. Children will be allowed access to the breakfast club at 8 a.m. and will not be allowed to leave until 8:45 a.m. when the playground is manned by adults. Children will have the opportunity to have juice, cereal and toast, and they will also have the opportunity to socialise and play with their peers. Children who are entitled to a free meal will receive breakfast free of charge. For all other children, the cost is £2 per morning, with a sibling rate of £1 which the eldest child pays.
So we have an after school care facility based in the school, who have a let in our school. So that means it's not the school that run it, it's a private after school care facility. It's an annex of Sandwood After School Care. It's called Cool Kids, and it's held in our school every day after school from 3 o'clock to 5 to 6, and that's in term time only. And during school holidays, the care is based at Sandwood Primary, so during Easter, summer, that kind of thing. Parents who are interested in using the service should contact Aftercare, and the number is given here. Obviously, if you want to ask them any questions, you can also phone up and ask to be put through to them as well, and they'll give you a little call back to ask any questions or fill out any forms. The children in the youngest classes are collected from the classroom, brought along the corridor to the dinner hall, which is where the main part of the after school care is, but obviously the children use the facilities and the playgrounds, etc., especially in the better weather. They're outside playing as well.
Every parent and guardian becomes a member of the parent forum whenever their child starts school, enabling parents to get involved in school life in whatever way they can. This could be helping on trips, at discos, assisting during the school day, or as a representative on our parent council. We would encourage all new families to look at the information on our school website about our parent council, and would encourage you to get involved. The parent council helps to support the work of the school and ensures the best teaching and learning opportunities for all of our pupils.
So if I could just mention this curriculum. The curriculum in Scotland is Curriculum for Excellence, and there are several levels. Now, at nursery, your children will be already experiencing early level, which is preschool, to primary 1. So by the end of primary 1, they should have completed early level. First level is primary 2, 3 and 4. Second level, primary 5, 6 and 7. Third and fourth level, S1 to S3. And then it's senior phase, which is the broad general education. So what does that mean for your child? It means that when we get information from the nursery, we're all working from the same curriculum, so there should be a streamlined transition approach to the children's learning that meets their needs. The areas in the curriculum are on the next slide, so I'll just go on to that. So what is Curriculum for Excellence? Well, Scotland's Curriculum for Excellence, helps our children, young people, gain knowledge, skills and attributes needed for life in the 21st century. To enable all children to become successful learners, confident individuals, effective contributors and responsible citizens. So this is Scotland's approach, which places learners at the heart of education, and it's central to the 4 capacities. So what matters in our curriculum is looking at the curriculum as a whole, interdisciplinary learning, curricular areas and subjects, and the community and opportunities for personal achievement. So it's all part of a journey that they're on from age 3 to 18 to be able to flourish in today's world and to be successful in ways that we haven't really even thought of yet when they start their primary career. So children are all entitled to the key elements and curricular areas. There are 8 curricular areas. We have languages, and in Hillington Primary the children learn reading, writing, talking, listening and French as a second language. And for example, in reading, the children will be looking at banded books, and they'll get them home to read, and we'll ask your support in doing that, to be reading at home, but not only reading those books but reading as many books as they possibly can. For writing, the children look at fiction and non-fiction texts, and they might write lists, for example, or they might write sentences in a story. And for talking and listening, there's a range of activities that the children may work together in pairs, or may retell a story, for example, or it might be part of a drama experience that they have. And in French, the children, it's very much part of the sort of ongoing everyday language of the class that the teacher may drop in, for example, learning about numbers in French. When the children have learned numbers to 10, they might learn them in French as well, but there's no written aspect to that, just all very much verbal and oral. In mathematics, the children are learning a very active maths way, and I know that Miss Davison has mentioned our Glasgow Counts approach. This is the approach that Glasgow uses. So the children will be expected to learn about numbers and all the different number formation and things that you would expect, but we really want them to have a very, very secure understanding of different maths concepts, which means that they can work out different problems and solve different problems in many, many different ways, and really, really understand and have a solid foundation for to build upon for the rest of the maths and numeracy that they'll be doing in school. In social studies, that would generally be their topics, and the topics do vary year on year, but the children, depending on their interests, may decide that with the teacher, of course, that they would prefer to look into a particular theme or topic, and the teacher would always be guided by that as well, the children's interests and personal preferences. In expressive arts, of course, that is art and design, it's drama, it's dance, and it's also music. So art and design, making, drawing, creating. Drama, they might act something out, for example, a fairy story. Dance, again, that's expressive arts, and it can be done perhaps even in gym hall. And also our create music is quite a big feature of primary 1 learning, to listen, learning about rhythm, learning about rhyme. All these things help with the language skills. So a lot of the curricular areas are divided, but actually they're quite linked together. In technologies, the children will learn how to use an iPad. They'll be using things like Bbots, which are programmable toys, things like that. So the children will be using paper technology, building, making, using different kits that they have. Perhaps if they're, for example, if they were doing the lighthouse keeper's lunch, then they would make a bulb and light up the bulb and work out how to make a circuit. In sciences, the sciences tend to stand more alone as a set subject and not particularly linked to all the topics, but for example it might be a floating and sinking task, it might be which material is best used for a particular task. These things are all science, and there's quite a big focus on weather and seasons as well in the sciences in primary one. Health and wellbeing is a very big part of the children's curriculum. This is something that we are promoting in the school, and we're doing so through our PASS programme, which helps our mental and social aspects of health and wellbeing, as well as PE, which is our physical wellbeing. So in our PASS programme, the children are quite familiar with it often from nursery, if they've been using it in nursery. If they haven't, they very quickly get used to it. The emotion check-ins that they do, how are they feeling today, giving each other compliments, choosing a PASS pupil of the day when they have special privileges, and also there are some puppets and some characters which they learn, and they learn different strategies, what to do if they're feeling upset, what to do if they're feeling angry. And this is something which has really been proven in research to make a big difference with the children. And last of all, we've got religious and moral education. Religious and moral education looks at a number of different religions from the perspective of a neutral perspective, which means that what Christians believe, what people in other religions believe, the school doesn't promote as something that we believe as such. It's something that others believe, and for example it might be a story from the Bible, or it might be a story from another religion. The children also do a nativity play, usually in December, which they act, and parents can come and see, although this year it has been virtual for the usual reasons.
At Hillington Primary School in Primary 1 at early level, we use a variety of approaches to ensure we're meeting the needs of all learners, including Literacy for All for literacy learning and Glasgow Counts for maths learning. Playful pedagogy is embedded to ensure that every child's right to play is recognised. We also believe that for pupils and teachers to feel motivated to progress, activities must be contextualised and linked to first-hand experiences. When pupils are shown the relevance of a learning objective, they are far more likely to achieve the success criteria for it. Further information about our approaches to learning can be found on our school website. Spelling and phonics are taught separately in Primary 1, and a different methodology is adopted for each. Parents and carers of our new Primary 1s have been provided with an information leaflet for both our phonics and spelling programme. We would encourage you to read over these to understand the programme a little better and how you can support at home. A phoneme is the smallest unit of sound that can alter the meaning of a word. This can be in the form of a single letter or a joined phoneme. Our phonics programme takes a holistic, synthetic and integrated approach to phonics learning and promotes daily talking and listening, reading and writing across the curriculum. In class, phonics is taught with one main focus lesson in the week, followed by short daily activities to reinforce learning. Initially, 2 sounds are taught per week. This is followed by 1 taught phoneme later on in the term. The teacher introduces each sound in a context, for example through a story or song, and then demonstrates the letter formation and word building through the use of a magnetic board and letters. The children are provided with a magnetic board to allow them to mirror the taught lesson and work independently or with a partner throughout the week. Children are taught to work with a partner to consolidate the taught lesson. This is called reciprocal teaching. They take turns to guide each other through the word building, reading and writing process. This involves using the 5-fingered approach: say, make break, blend, read and write. When your child comes home with a phoneme and a list of words containing the top phoneme, you could encourage them to find, read and write words containing that phoneme within the reading book or other reading materials such as newspapers and magazines. A phoneme word maker sheet may also be provided by the teacher to support this. To reinforce phonics learning, you could also take turns to dictate simple sentences to your child which contain the phoneme words, and take it in turns to be the teacher and check each other's work. Spelling is taught with one main focus lesson in the week, followed by short daily activities to reinforce the learning. The words from the taught lesson are known as common words. These are words which the children are most likely to come across when reading simple texts. They will use these words in writing also. Children have opportunities throughout the week to work with a partner. As outlined in the previous slide, this is called reciprocal teaching. They take turns to dictate words and sentences. The activity alternates between partners, and then they check their partner's work for correct letter formation and accurate spelling. Children are taught strategy spelling. Strategy spelling teaches children to problem solve and enables them to spell tricky words. Tricky words are words which do not always follow a pattern or rule. The strategies the children are taught include using phoneme knowledge, or sounding it out, syllabification, when the words are broken down into syllables, word shapes, when children look at letter shape, size, ascending and descending letters, tricky letters, where children look at the position of tricky letters as an aid to spelling, compound words, the breaking down of a compound word into simple words. For example, the word into makes the word in and to. Mnemonic, using an aid memoir. For example, for the word because, big elephants can add up sums easily. And using an analogy. If you know how to spell one word, you can spell similar words. For example, if you can spell hill, you can spell mill, will and fill. Children are no longer assessed purely on the basis of a single word spelling test. Teachers will make judgments about your child's ability to spell words by placing them in a context, for example in a dictated sentence. When your child comes home with a common word list, you could discuss with them what strategy they would use to help them remember to spell each word. In addition, to reinforce the learning, they could use the look, say, cover, write and check method to practice the words. You can also take turns to dictate simple sentences which contain the common words, and take turns to be the teacher and check each other's work. In maths and numeracy, we use the concrete pictorial abstract approach. We believe that children must not simply rote learn procedures, but should demonstrate their understanding of these procedures through the use of concrete materials and pictorial representations, then leading to formal methods. This is known as the CPA, or Concrete Pictorial Abstract Approach. The principle of the CPA approach is for children to have a true understanding of mathematical concepts. This method is recommended by Glasgow Counts and is based on research from the world-renowned Singapore Maths programme. Further information about the CPA approach can be found on our website, and we have also made a short video for our families to watch on our school YouTube page that will give you a better understanding of the CPA approach to maths. At Hillington Primary, we want to celebrate the successes of our pupils and our whole school community. We value every child and want to nurture the unique skills and talents of each individual. As such, we love to celebrate our pupils' achievements both inside and outside of school. in weekly assemblies, good work assemblies, through our Star of the Week, Health Hero and Hillington Go-Getter certificates. We also celebrate success through our school website and on other social media platforms such as our Twitter page and YouTube channel. We are also extremely proud of our school's house point system. We have 4 houses which have 4 house leaders, members of the senior leadership team. Each house has 1 house captain, a primary 7 pupil, and 1 vice house captain, a primary 6 pupil. Our 4 houses at Hillington Primary are Victoria, Pollock, Bellahouston and Barshaw. When your child starts school in Primary 1, they will be allocated to a house. Your child will remain in this house for the duration of their time at Hillington Primary School. Your child will be awarded points which will contribute to the house points for their house. At the end of each week, the points will be tallied up and the winning house for that week will be announced. At the end of each term, the house with the most weekly wins will win a house treat for their house. In the past, we have had magic shows, discos and movie afternoons as house treats. The children really enjoy this and it's an excellent opportunity for families to get involved too. The objective of our house system is to recognise and reward, to raise self-esteem, to build a positive atmosphere in our school, to promote achievement and to promote teamwork. You can keep up to date with things that are happening in school and in your child's class through our school website. Every class has a class blog which will be updated by teachers and pupils regularly. This will give you an opportunity to see what the children are learning. You can also follow our school on Twitter at HillingtonPS. We would encourage all families to subscribe to our YouTube channel where you will find some very helpful how-to videos for families on different aspects of school life and learning. We would ask that all new parents download the group called Expressions app. This app is free of charge and allows us to communicate with you.
So contact information. So as we were saying before, I'm Miss Gillis, a head teacher. I've been working in Hillington Primary for many years. Absolutely love the children of Hillington Primary. Couldn't ask for better children, and I know that your children are going to have a really fantastic and successful time in our school. Obviously there'll be times when you want to contact us, and the information is given here on this slide. Please feel free to contact us and expect that we will call you back within a reasonable time. So last but not least, a little to-do list then for you as parents. If you get your uniform order organised, please take some time to read over our school handbook and anti-bullying policy, and also the pre-entrance section on the school website. If you have any further questions, please do not hesitate to call us at the school or contact us through email on headteacher@hillington-primary.glasgow.sch.uk. We have now come to the end of our induction. Thank you for listening. Please contact the school on 0141 882 2144 should you require any additional information or wish to discuss your child. Members of staff would normally visit each child in nursery before they start school. Due to the restrictions this year, a member of staff will be in contact with both you and your child's nursery before the end of June 2021, and that will be via telephone. Thank you very much.